And here we go.
His friends did about 100 years. One did about 40. You know, he just got out. The other two are dead. And only by the grace of God, I didn't go. I did what they did. I shot dope when I was 13 years old. I sold dope, sold reefer, sold heroin, sold cocaine. I was shooting dope at 13 years old, but it wasn't God's plan for me. So we all fall short of the glory. I ain't got no fairy tale life to tell you about, but I ain't no killer, but I grew up with killers. I've seen people killed. I was with a couple of them the night they got killed. That's life. That's just the way it is. Next question.
What's good with the people? Doing another quick video. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Again, still on vacation, but things still happen, as y'all know. You know, we got to keep touching on it. We got to keep speaking on it. And make sure you hit that notification bell as far as, you know, for everything coming up. But this right here, as the video you just saw, we got Denzel admitting to being 13 years old, not only doing drugs, selling drugs, being around killers, not a killer himself, but being around killers. And basically he's giving his testimony about how, you know, every story is not great, especially his story. It comes from a real place. He has to deal with some real things. And he's talking to Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, in the Colorado Buffs, the Colorado football team. So he's giving them the conversation as far as, you know, I myself at 13 was shooting up. I was selling dope, reefer, weed is what they call it back then, reefer. I was selling dope. I was shooting dope. He was saved, and he said the story before. He was saved, of course, by, you know, not even an act. He said he didn't do acting till later on. He wasn't trying to be no actor. He wasn't watching movies like that. But it is something that, of course, became what he was on. So the moral of that story is basically trying to let the Colorado Buffs team know that nobody's perfect. Everybody has trials and tribulations, and you have to get through it. God's story for everybody is not written. You know, you have people like Samuel Jackson, who he himself have done hardcore drugs, but the story wasn't finished right there. He had much more to go. So even the people around you that you feel that have no hope, and they're 25, 26, 13, 15, 35, 38, whatever age they are, their story's not finished. There's more to be written. There's more to come out. There's more to be done. So again, part of me looks at this as, because there seems to be a witch hunt out here for black successful men, as you see what happened to Diddy, as you see what happened to Jay-Z. We saw Tracy Morgan just throwing up, and, you know, the media frenzy as far as we only have a few black successful men, where Denzel is the echelon of the echelon. He's up here. So to see him having to go through his situation, to see him having to admit publicly that he had to do these things, I feel is more so that because of like what's going on with Diddy, things may come out that he's getting ahead of. Because again, this is the second time he's mentioned it in the same calendar year, which he's never mentioned it at all in his, I think he's like 64 or something like that. He hasn't mentioned it at all in his life as far as him, he might have mentioned it, but it's not as public. People don't run with he doesn't talk much about it. He only pretty much stays out the media, but for him to have spoke on it so much lately, I do feel like he knows something is coming down the pipeline. He knows that they're actually out here trying to, he knows that they might be trying to set him, not saying set him up, I don't want to use that word. They might be trying to tarnish his image, because sometimes you could easily get ahead of it by just speaking the truth of what it is versus someone painting a narrative for you. So I think that's Denzel trying to paint his narrative of himself before anyone else paints it. So therefore, he's on a campaign to let people know, like, hey, yes, if something ever comes out, whether with the Diddy trial or with anything else that's dealing with, you know, something like this right here, he's just getting ahead of it, saying, no, I did that. I shot dope. I sold dope. I had a rough childhood. I was hurt. I was down bad. You could call me a junkie, but I still made it out of it. I still made it past it. And I think that's a testimony of how every black man should get in front of things, whether it's Jamie Foxx, whether it's Diddy, whether it's R. Kelly, whoever it is, Eddie Murphy, whoever it is, get in front of it. I think we're in a state of where culture, to where we could actually get in front of things and paint our own narrative, not be subjected to whatever, let's say, the white media wants to paint for us, or the way they'll spin a narrative. We could get in front of it. We could own what we are, own what we've done, own what we did, and therefore not worry about someone trying to use that or hold that against us, where we're curious about what will happen to our careers if this was to come out. Now, I know Denzel is not worried about his career. If this was to come out, his career is already established. I think after the Gladiator movie, he said he's going to do 3 more movies before he retired, which was Black Panther, I think another Shakespeare movie, and one more. He said he's only got 3 more lined up, and he think he's going to go and retire. He said he's kind of seen it all. He's done all. He should enjoy his life. To be an actor takes a toll on people, to get into a role, to spend 6, 7, 8 months on set, away from your family, having to work all day, 14-hour days. It's not the funnest. It's not the funnest of jobs, but it does have a lucrative payout. So I get it. And plus, you are doing an art form that's going to last forever. So I totally understand. And Denzel is a master at what he does. He should teach a master class at what he does. But it also shows his vulnerability to be able to speak on what he's already went through, speak on his past when he was 13 years old. And again, not letting no one hold that against him. He's going to write his own story. And that's what us as black men have to do. We have to write our own stories. Don't let the people write it for us. With that being said, shout out to Denzel for being able to talk to Coach Prime and his kids. Shout out to his kids being able to listen and relate and kind of pick up on what he's saying or what he's putting down, and use that in their own lives to go forward to where whatever they're going through, whatever issues that they have, he's able to show, like, look at who I am. And I'm not even what you consider successful, is what he feels. But look at where I'm at and look at what I've been through. I had to get to this point. I had to get here, and you could get here too. So, yeah, if as y'all watch it, I might go ahead and play it again at the end of this video just so y'all can see it again. But again, shout out to Denzel for just keeping it real. Again, you can't paint no bad narrative about Denzel that he won't paint of himself. So with that being said, y'all check it out one more time. But as y'all leave out, please be sure to hit the like button if you support your boy. Go hit that notification bell for all upcoming content to come out. And again, let's have this conversation. Let's have jump in the comment section. What Denzel said about his history, should he have said it? Should he have took that to the grave? What are y'all thoughts? Hit that comment section. Let's have a conversation about it. All right, y'all.
His friends did about 100 years. One did about 40. He just got out. The other 2 are dead. And only by the grace of God, I didn't go. I did what they did. I shot dope when I was 13 years old. I sold dope, sold reefer, sold heroin, sold cocaine. I was shooting dope at 13 years old, but it wasn't God's plan for me. So we all fall short of the glory. I ain't got no fairy tale life to tell you about, but I ain't no killer, but I grew up with killers. I've seen people killed. I was with a couple of them the night they got killed. That's life. That's just the way it is. Next question.